Okay, welcome back everyone. Now in this video we'll do something a little bit different. Right, so rather than doing the exam question again, we'll just look at this question here from the book because, well, someone asked me to go over this today, and also I've seen quite a few other people asking about this question in particular. I think this part here, right, this is kind of in particular causing a lot of confusion. So we'll just read it. It says the one-dimensional array staff name contains the names of staff in the department. There's also another one-dimensional array, right, staff phone, which contains their phone numbers. Another one-dimensional array staff office contains the office location for the members of staff. And I think down here somewhere they say this is going to be a number. This staff office will be an integer. Right, then the position of each member in the of staff data in the three arrays is the same. As always, like if say staff 5 in staff phone is going to be the same person as staff staff index 5 in this one, and of course the same in this array too. Right, so here then we want to use procedures to display the following lists. So there'll be staff phone numbers and names in alphabetical order of staff name. Right, then there's also members of staff grouped by office number. Right, we also want to use a procedure to display all of the details for a member of staff with the name used as a parameter. Right, then we're going to use a procedure to update the details for a member of staff, right, also with the name used as a parameter. Let's just go ahead and get started. Right, we'll try and jump in. So I've gone ahead and I've just got here, right, constant number of staff, let's just say 5. I've also just declared the staff name, staff phone, again that's going to be an array of string, and again the dimensions will be 1 to 5, and staff office, an array of integers with 1 to 5 dimensions. Okay, then I've just initialized them here with some data. Now if you want, you can also initialize like this, and in fact let me just refresh this again. For example, if we go staff name and then index 1, and then of course we can go Alan like this, and then staff name 2, staff name 3, and for the exam, okay, this is how you should do it, where you actually assign them individually. But for the website, I'm just going to do it like this because this is how other people have kind of requested that how the website should operate. And again, right, here's just the instructions, right, just so we can kind of see them. Okay, so the first one, we want to display the staff phone numbers and names in alphabetical order in terms of staff name. So this one here will just be bubble sort, and I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to create a menu for this. Now it doesn't tell us that we have to, but I think for this example it would be nice to just have a menu, just so we can actually choose different options in the program, without having to rerun it each time. Okay, so if we want a menu, first let's just declare, and we'll just declare menu choice, and let's say this can be integer, and then what we'll do, let's say repeat, and then we'll just say until, and in fact first let's just output the menu options, right, so we know which number exit will be. So what I'm going to say, right, maybe show, I don't know, like sort by staff name. And let's say, what can we call this? Maybe like staff information, right? So I'm just going to give this a heading, and then let's just go like that. And again, I'm going to do new line. Now, if you're in the exam, and maybe you've seen the other videos, I've said the same thing. In the exam, I would recommend using multiple output statements like this. But because pseudocode doesn't really give us a way to specify kind of what message is going to be on the input statement, then the way the website works is, basically the most recent output will be the message on the input statement, or in the input prompt. So that's what I'm just going to have everything here, right, just in one output statement. And let's say this is option 1, okay, and again this \n, this is just the new line character, okay, I think ASCII character 10. Option number 2, that is going to be I guess, I don't know, like sort by office number. 3 is gonna be display details. So I think right, this one is just search. Yes, search for staff member. Again, yeah, let me just remember the new line character there as well. Right, and then 4. Okay, 4 is just going to be update staff. And then yeah, if we go here 5, and yeah, 5 can then just be exit. Right, so I think that's all the options we want, and then here we're just going to go input. Okay, input, and yeah, we'll input this into menu choice. So the condition, well, we're going to repeat this loop until menu choice equals 5. Okay, because well, we see here 5 is going to be exit. Now, probably what we can do here, maybe, well, let's just have a case statement. So this will be case of, and then well, menu choice is the variable that we're kind of comparing. So right, let's say if they choose 1, right, what do we want to do? Okay, so I think yeah, here then we're going to make a procedure for this. So let's just go ahead and actually make this procedure. And I guess we'll say yeah, I know, sort, right, sort by staff name. And then right, does this, I think this has no parameters. Yeah, okay, so no parameters. Right, and then let's just end procedure. Okay, so here then this is basically just bubble sort. Now I have actually made, well, 2 videos covering bubble sort before. I mean, the most recent one was I think it's called entire IGCSE syllabus. It's like a 2.5 hour video. So if you do want to, watch a kind of detailed video about bubble sort, I think I have like 15 minutes of that, covering bubble sort. But yeah, I mean, this one will be kind of assuming you already know some of this knowledge. Right, so what we're going to do, like always, well, let's go declare. Let's declare a variable called did_swap. Right, let's make that of type boolean. Then we're also going to declare the end index. Okay, this will be type integer. And what we can do, well, let's set this did_swap to be true. And yeah, okay, sorry, we'll also set the end index here. And then this one here is going to be the number of staff minus 1. Right, and well, I'll just try and explain this quickly. Because what we're going to have, well, we're going to say while did_swap equals true. All right, then basically then we're going to kind of keep looping through bubble sort. So yeah, we're going to set did_swap to be true first, because well, otherwise if it was false, this condition here would be false and it would never go inside the loop. So yeah, this is just to make sure it goes inside the loop for the first time. But then what we're going to do, we're going to set did_swap to be false. Because this is kind of assuming that it's sorted, and then if we do our if condition and we find that it's not sorted, right, then we would set did_swap to be true, and then because we set did_swap to be true, well, this means it's not sorted, which means it's going to loop through again, and then of course, well, yeah, then we're going to set did_swap to be false again, and if it's if it doesn't have to swap them, of course it's going to stay as false. Right, and that means it's then going to be able to exit the while loop. So yeah, this is just an optimization that will cause the loop to kind of stop, let's say to stop looping, when the array is sorted. Likewise for this end index, well, this is the size of the array minus 1. And the reason for that is because, well, let's say we get here, we then do here, which is element 4, and we compare element 4 with element 5. Now, we couldn't do, for example, element 5 and compare with element 6. Because, well, of course, there's no element 6. Yeah, so that's why we do end indexes, well, the size of the array minus 1, because, yeah, we compare this one with the final element, all right? So I think here, yeah, then we can just have the if statement. And, right, this one we have to be kind of careful here because, well, let's look at this, and, for example, let's try A and C, that's fine. So if we think back to the ASCII codes, well, big A is going to be 65, and then that means, well, big C is going to be 67. So for example, basically we want to check, well, if this element is greater than this element, then it means we swap them. Because let's say if this was Z, well, Z is going to be, well, A plus 25, right? So Z is going to be 90. So in this case, because this one is bigger than, this one, so yeah, Zlan is sort of bigger than Charles, or yeah, Z is bigger than C, right, then it means we want to swap them. So yeah, I mean, this one is, hang on. Yeah, I mean, this one, it does kind of help to know the ASCII codes. Right, so yeah, down here. So what we're going to do then, we're going to go staff name, and this will be, in fact, sorry, yeah, so I need to loop first. Right, let's go position. Okay, this will be 1. Then we're going to go to the end index. Right, and yeah, let me just indent this properly. Let's go next position. Okay, and then so here we check if the staff name position is greater than staff name, well, position plus 1. Right, and this means we need to swap them. So first, let's just go did swap, and that'll be true. And I mean, yeah, we can also declare some variables. So let's go temp name. Right, I think we also have temp phone. Okay, these are both going to be of type string. And then we're also going to have what, temp, maybe office num. Right, and that's going to be of type integer. Okay, now let me try and do this correctly. So we want to go temp name, and that will be staff name, and then yeah, position. Okay, then we can go right. Okay, then we can go staff name position, and we can add yeah, we can assign this the position plus 1 value. And then here is going to be staff name position plus 1. Okay, and that should be the temp name. Right, so yeah, this should be how we swap them. And to be honest, I'm just going to test that because, well, if this is wrong, I don't want to copy the wrong code. I think that's fine, and yeah, let me just have the end if. Right, then what I'm going to do, so outside of this while loop, right, this is when they're sorted. Right, let's just output, and we'll just go maybe staff sorted by name, so just a kind of heading. And then in order to actually output these, well, we basically just need to loop through the arrays. So again, let's say position, right, this will start at index 1. And again, so I do realise I've actually forgot this here. So I think right after we've looped through the 4, we can then just decrement the end index. And the reason for this, well, if you've watched the bubble sort videos, hopefully you know. But the reason we do this is because, well, on the first pass of bubble sort, right, so on this first loop, then basically, well, the rightmost element is going to be sorted. Okay, and then on the second loop, right, the second pass, then the well, basically the 2 most rightmost elements are sorted. Yeah, then on the third loop, well, the 3 rightmost elements are going to be sorted, and yeah, so on. So that's why we have to compare, 1 less each time, because yeah, kind of, well, 1 more is already going to be sorted, right? We don't have to go all the way to the end. And again, these are just the 2 things for efficiency. All right, so we check 1 element less each time. And then yeah, also, if it's already sorted, well, then we can just kind of break out of the while loop. Yeah, we can just stop the while loop. But anyway, so here then we want to go to the number of staff, right? We want to print all of them. Let's go next position. And I think what I'm going to print the number. So it's in, like, 1 and then their name, right? 2, then their name. So that's going to be the position. And then I could use the bracket like this, but I think since we've already used that for the menu, I'm going to use this just to kind of differentiate, so it makes it easier to see. Okay, and then I'm just going to go staff name and position, and yeah, let's see if that works. And okay, yeah, let's see here. I also need to remember to call this. And I mean, this one, it should work either without brackets, or with brackets. But yeah, I'm just going to use brackets because, well, I guess, if we have a function, we can use brackets, right? If we have parameters, yeah, we can also just use brackets. Okay, so let's go sort by staff name. And yeah, okay, this seems to work. And let's try 5, just exit. And yeah. Alright, so here we see what A, C, G, J, and then K. Alright, so I think this is sorted. Because if we saw, well, Grace was here at the end, but yeah, they've then been moved into this position. And obviously, yeah, John and Conrad have then been, yeah, kind of shifted to the right. So I think that's fine, right? But then basically we just need to copy this, and we'll do it for the phone number and also the office number. So let's go temp phone. This will then be staff phone. Again, staff phone. And yeah, this is just kind of tedious, right? Just swapping all of these. Okay, yeah, I think that's all of them. And then temp, office num. Yeah, I'm just going to copy that. I think it's a bit quicker. Alright, so I think that should be fine. And then I remember for this one, if we go back to the instructions, it says here, yeah, we also want to output the phone number. Right, so the phone number and names in alphabetical order of staff name. So right, I'm actually just going to put this in brackets, you know, just maybe slightly nicer formatting. This will then be staff phone. Right, that's also going to be position. And then here, let's remember just to close the brackets. Again, let's go 1, and right, let's go 5 to exit. And yeah, we'll just check this is correct. So Grace here, right, 3701. Yeah, that's going to be this one. So we see number 5 has now been, you know, moved to position 3. So yeah, this seems to be working. Right, now if we try number 2, and yeah, this is the difficult one. I mean, to be honest, you know, this one is also difficult, but I think, yeah, this was the one that people were kind of really struggling with. Now, if you're using another language, you know, there's kind of better ways to do this. You know, you could use something like it, well, I mean, I think in pseudocode they also call it a dictionary, or yeah, in the book they call it a dictionary. I mean, that's going to be for AS, right? In fact, no, sorry, that's, yeah, only for A2 actually. Likewise, you know, if you know Python, it's called a dictionary. Something like JavaScript is going to be an object. Yeah, you know, PHP, associative arrays, think Java, hash map. VB.net, I'm not sure what they call it. But yeah, if you're familiar with any of those data structures, you could use something like that. However, you know, here for IG, well, all we have is just simple arrays. So I think really, you know, the easiest way to do this is, again, just to do bubble sort. And what we would want to do is, well, we would want to sort based on this. And then, of course, we just loop through. And, you know, when we see, like, sort of Office 1, well, we output them together. When we see Office 2, right, we output them. And obviously, yeah, when we see Office 3, well, we output them together. Because the problem is you can't just you can't just guess, oh, the first one will be Office 1, and then, like, loop through trying to find anyone that's Office 1, and just outputting them. And, you know, then you think, oh, the second one is Office 2, right, loop through, find anyone in Office 2. Because, like, well, let's imagine if instead of like 1, 2, 3, maybe you got Office like 999, you know, something like this. Yeah, I don't know, something like that. So obviously, if you're just looping through, you know, checking for Office 1, Office 2, Office 3, Office 4, well, it's going to be extremely inefficient. And yeah, like, basically, you've got no idea what the Office numbers would be. But if we do bubble sort, you know, then it's just going to work. Alright, so yeah, I mean, I think, like, maybe I'll just copy this, to be honest, because it's quite similar. So yeah, let's copy all of this. And this one, let's call it sort by office, or maybe office num. Okay, so did swap end index, right, that can stay the same. So I guess here then, this should then be staff office. Yeah, this should also be staff office. And I think all of this can stay the same. Yeah. And then, well, let's just go here. Let's say staff sorted by office num. And the thing with this, I think what they want is they want us to output like Office 1, and then, you know, those two people, right, then Office 2, right, that one person. So I think let's make another variable, and we'll just call it like current office, or yeah, current office num. And what we'll do, yeah, I mean, let's set the current office num just to -1 or something, because, well, let's assume there's no office that's -1. Right, and then what we're going to do here, we're going to say if, and then this will be the staff office. This is going to be position, and we'll check if this is not equal to the current office, because basically this means it's going to be a new office number. Right, Like for example, if we've got here, well, when it's sorted, it should be I think 2 office 1s, 1 office 2, and then I think 2 3s. So yeah, if the staff office number is not equal to the current office number, right, that means it's going to be a new office number, and you know we want to output these people. So then let's just have then, and let's output. Maybe something simple, just like let's just go office, and right then we want to have the let's go. In fact, okay, so here we could go staff office position, but I'm actually just going to assign this I'm going to assign that to the current office. Because again, right, when we get to the first one, well, now we want the current office to be 1, okay, because, well, yeah, we've kind of gone through the first person, right, the first office, which is going to be 1. Right, so this is then going to be current office, and then let's just format this like that. Okay, and then here I think we can just go end if. Yeah, and then what we're going to want to do right here, then we just want to output the name. And I think here we don't really need the position, to be honest. So let's delete that position. Right, we'll then just go staff name position. Do we want the phone number? I think we don't. Yeah, I mean, well, it says members of staff. I mean, we could output the phone number. Yeah, no, I guess, well, let's just keep it as fine, I think. Okay. Yeah, well, I'm just going to test it just to see if it works. And first, I guess we're just going to need to go here. Right, and 2 is going to be cool. And then it's going to be sort by office num. And yeah, let's just see if this works. No. Okay, so again, yeah, just delete this kind of working. Right, sort by office num. And okay, I mean, I think that works. So again, I mean, this is the correct phone number. Yeah, office 1, office 2. Let's check those details are correct. So Conrad here is position 4, which is, yeah, office 1. Right, Grace also position 1. Or yeah, office 1. Okay, so I think that's working. And I mean, the key thing here really is this check. So we want to check again, well, if the current, well, let's say, yeah, if the sort of current position in the like office array is not equal to the current office that we're outputting, well, then we just want to output this, you know, it's kind of a new office, right? And then of course we can output those people like in this office. Right, so I think that's fine. Then, right, okay, so here this is basically just linear search. Right, we want to search for a staff member and then output their details. So, well, let's just go to the bottom here. We'll just create this. Maybe let's call it search. Yeah, search for staff or search staff. Right here, this is going to take the staff name as the parameter. Yeah, and then let's go end procedure. Okay, so yeah, we just want to output, right? Yeah, okay, so here then, well, let's just go 4, right? I mean, this one's much more simple. Again, we'll say position, and yeah, I mean, okay, the thing with this is, well, we don't have a break statement. So this one, even if we find the staff in position 1, right, it's still going to continue. So yeah, maybe I'll show you 2 ways of doing this. I mean, with a for loop, it's going to be easier, and I think a for loop is fine, to be honest. And again, here we just want to loop until the number of staff. Right, let's also go next position, just close the for loop. And then, you know, linear search, well, we just want this if statement. So let's go if name is equal to staff name position. Right, so yeah, if the name we're searching for is equal to the, you know, current staff name in the array, right, then we just want to output them. And I think here, I mean, let's just copy this. And yeah, let's go end if. So I think, yeah, that should be fine. And we also just want to ask them to input the staff name. Right, so if we go here, let's go output, and let's say, I don't know, maybe enter. All right, enter staff, yes, I know, staff name to search for. Right, and then we're going to want another variable. I mean, if we want, we can just declare it here. I mean, I'm just going to declare it at the top. maybe like staff to search. Right, and then let's just make that a string. And then here, then, okay, right, then we're going to go input. We'll just input this into the staff to search. Right, and then we can just call. And that is going to be, yeah, search staff. Right, and then the parameter here is going to be the staff to search. Right, I think that should be okay. Let's run it. Yeah, so search for staff member. And let's go maybe, I don't know, let's go Alan. Yeah, I mean, that seems to work. Right, let's also try again. I think who was the other one? Maybe, yeah, John. And yeah, okay, this seems to work. I mean, let's just check. So Alan, yeah, phone number 1941. John, I guess. Yeah, so here, right, element 3, which is also John. Okay, so this is working. Now, I guess here it does say display all of the details for a member of staff. So I mean, probably you would also want to, you know, output the office number as well. Now, I mean, I guess, yeah, I can do that maybe quickly. Let's say works in office, and let's just go staff office, and let's go position. All right, let's just try this again. So we want to search, yeah, 3, let's go Alan. And yeah, okay, so Alan, right, phone number, works in office 3, which I guess should be correct. Yeah, so we see, right, element 1, Alan, yeah, office 3. Right, now then the last thing, we just want to, yeah, update the members of staff. And again, it's going to use a name in order to actually, yeah, kind of search and then update that person. So I'm just going to copy this. Right, and then let's just change this to 4. And we'll say enter staff name to update. Yeah, I mean, well, we can keep this as staff to search or staff to update, that's fine. Then let's just go update staff. Yeah, not update date. Okay, and then of course we just need to create this. So I'm just going to copy this again, because, well, basically the linear search aspect is just going to be the same. Right, and then I guess what we want to do here, maybe let's ask them for the new name, and probably let's create some variables. So let's go like new name. We also want new phone. Okay, they're both going to be strings. Then we're just going to go new office. Right, that's going to be an integer. So let's say, yeah, enter, I don't know, yeah, enter new staff name. Yeah, and I mean, we could output the old staff name if we want, you know, change Alan to, and then, yeah, give them a new name. Likewise for the phone number. But I think, you know, doing it like this is also okay. Right, and I mean, I guess here, I mean, we could actually go input new name like this, right, which is fine. Although, to be honest, actually, I just realized we could just directly go like this. All right, so we just input this into the staff name and then, well, the position in the array. Yeah, so let's actually delete these, to be honest. Right, and, well, then we can just copy this. So enter new staff, right, phone or phone number, and let's just say office. Right, and then this here is going to be staff phone. Yeah, that's going to be staff office. And let's try, yeah, let's try this, make sure. Yeah, I think, hang on, wait, did I not update? Okay, yeah, let me just update this. Right, that should be update staff. Okay, let's go 4. Right, let's try, maybe let's try John. And let's call him, let's go Brian. Phone, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, let's go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And office, let's say 999. And then let's search. So we'll go 3, and then wait, we called him Brian, right? Yeah, I mean, probably it's output down there. Let's also try and sort. Yeah, or maybe sort by office number. Alright, and then let's check if that worked. Okay, yeah, so we see here office 999, Brian. Alright, that's the correct details. I guess likewise when we search, yeah, we also find him here. Now, guys, I mean, again, it does say we want to add comments here to explain how our code works. I mean, yeah, I guess maybe I'll just do that quickly, although people can probably do this themselves. So let's say here, this one, we'll just say, yeah, I'm going to show menu, right, show menu until user chooses to exit. Let's say that is going to be what, option 5. And if we want, we can just output something like goodbye, or yeah, maybe thanks for using. And yeah, this will just say goodbye, when they exit. And we can test this if we want. Right, let's go exit, and yeah, it says goodbye. I mean, I don't know, yeah, like do action based on menu choice. I mean, again, it kind of tells us, right, just here based on the, procedure name. And I don't really want to like comment this because, well, it's just going to be the same as this one. Yeah, I mean, in the exam, probably you can comment some of the tricky parts. Like here, maybe you can say swapping variables. Yeah, let's say, I don't know, bubble sort optimizations. And let's say here, stop looping when array is sorted. And then I guess this one, let's just say, maybe check one less, or I don't know, maybe do one less comparison each loop. Yeah, let's say do one less comparison each loop. And well, I mean, here we can, yeah, I mean, obviously, well, here again, it's kind of obvious what it's doing, right? Let's say output, yeah, all staff details. Right now, I won't do the same for this one because, well, it's literally exactly the same. I mean, this one, let's just say linear search to find staff. And again, well, this one is just going to be linear search to find the staff. And then, of course, just asking for their new details. Alright, so guys, I think that's fine. I mean, again, this question is quite long, right? Yeah, 165 lines. So honestly, this is more difficult than what they would ask in the exam, especially since, well, here it's just, the same thing copied twice. But yeah, hopefully that makes sense. And again, if there's any questions, well, ask in the comments, ask in the group. And yeah, either me or someone else will answer. Alright, so hope to see you in the next video.